Gmail tips with you. Great day, great day. Thank you for being here with us. If you are here live, you had the opportunity to chime in on the chat, or you had the opportunity of hanging out if that's what you want to do. For those of you who are just catching the replay, thank you. I appreciate your time, and hopefully we give you some value. You know I'm official because I have this shirt on where it says United States Secret Service. I do not work for the Secret Service, but my friend does. And you know I'm official because I have this awesome badge, this name badge. This name badge basically means I'm official. So now you know that this video is going to be worth it. So today we're going to be talking about creating contacts in Gmail. We're also going to be talking about creating labels in Gmail. So enough of me. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see this awesomeness the whole time because I'm going to share my screen and you're going to see exactly what's going on here. So let's share the screen. We're going to share the entire screen. And okay, we're going to jump right into it. Whoa, that's crazy, right? Look at that. I love it when it's like that. We don't need to see this, so we'll disappear. All right, great. So what are we talking about? We're talking about creating and editing contacts and labels. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Fabian Brown. I am the educational technology guy over here at a school district in New Jersey, Mount Ephraim, New Jersey to be exact. And we're going to go over some basic stuff. If you haven't checked out Gmail 101 on how to customize your Gmail account, I suggest you check that out first before checking out this tutorial because your Gmail may look a little bit different than this. So let's jump right into it. All right, so we're first going to talk about creating contacts. First of all, I want to bring your attention to this top left-hand corner where it says mail. Gmail is defaulted to have this right there. It's going to mail. But if you know, you can click it, and there's three other options. Well, there's two other options. There's contacts, and there's tasks. We'll talk about tasks in another tutorial, but let's focus on the word contacts. All right, so we click on contacts, and one way to add a contact literally is by coming to this section right here. Now, the way that you're normally going to be focusing on adding contacts is once you receive an email from somebody new, you can go ahead and add them to your contact list. You can also add them to groups that you can create yourself. I'll touch a little bit about groups in this email as well. All right, so, you know, obviously if you wanted to create a new contact, all you have to do is hit that, guys, and then go at it, you know. Bob Smith, you know, his job title is cool guy. You know, the company he works for is Cool Incorporated, you know, and we can star him as a very important contact or not. You know, we can find a picture on the internet of him, okay? We can upload a picture. We can, you know, go to my photos. We can, you know, or no photo, all right? So you can do that if you wanted to add photos to your contacts. You know, if they have a Google Plus account, a photo will automatically come into this area right here. And then obviously you would go about, you know, writing an email, you know, okay, obviously you can make it, you know, whether it's home or whether it's a custom email. You know, you can add a phone number, a work phone number. You know, you can add some other fields too. You can add a note, you know, Bob is a really cool guy that works for Cool Incorporated. All right. Now you can also do something where you can add other fields. You can add, you know, a nickname, you know, file. You can add notes. You know, you have all these awesome options right here. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. I know you know how to read, hence you wouldn't be here. So that's basically how to add a contact when you're doing it from new. You know, 4 changes to Bob Smith has been saved. I can undo all that. I can undo the last change. Let's undo all that because to be quite honest, I don't want to add it that way. All right, but that's a way to do it. You can just go click new contacts and basically fill out the fields right here. I want you to bring your attention to my contacts. If you hit that little arrow, it's going to expand. Okay, we have things called starred contacts and then everybody else. So remember when I put the star clicked right here? Well, those are your important contacts. Okay, so if you star somebody, they're going to appear right there. This is basically like an electronic address book, guys. Okay, obviously it also categorizes it as most contacted, you know, other contacts, directory. Okay, we can create a new group. We can import contacts. We're not going to go over this, but let's say you have another Gmail account or you have Outlook or, you know, Yahoo or something like that. Or if you're really, really old school, you have like Hotmail. Okay, you can basically export your contacts from those platforms, from those email accounts, and import them via CSV file. Okay, that's a little bit more of an advanced topic. You know, if you really, really want to learn how to do that, reach out to me via email, and we can go over that, or contact me by commenting on this YouTube video. So anyway. 9 out of 10 times you're not going to be really creating contacts this way. Again, you can, but more than likely you're not. Okay, and obviously you see the Google Calendar piece right here. It's just the widget that I added, so you can ignore that. 9 out of 10, you're not going to be creating contacts that way. You're going to basically be creating contacts when someone sends you an email, someone new, someone fresh, or someone that you know that you just want to add to a basically kind of a distribution list, a group chat, a group email list rather. So let's go to some unread emails. I really don't have a lot of people here because this is a dummy account. So let's go here. Okay, so we have D Culpa. We'll go on to this. This is an email that she sent. Notice how there is a picture of her here because obviously she has a G+ account. All right, so we're in the email. This is her email. It's about, student government here, but that's not the important. How do we add D Culpa into our contacts? How do we go ahead and do that? So it's simple over here on the right-hand side. All right, this is our area that we want to focus on as far as adding contacts. I clicked on show details. There's no details. She didn't add anything. She didn't add a phone number or an alternative email address, so there's no details there. But notice how there's 3 options. There's an icon to hang out with Miss Culpa. There is an icon to email Miss Culpa, and then there's a little arrow where it says more actions. You click on that. Okay, we can search for other emails from this recipient, or we can add to contacts. That's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, so it automatically does it. It's added D Culpa to contacts. So let's go ahead and view the contact details. Okay, notice how it changed from mail to contacts. Okay, and here's the information. So this is the information that we've gathered from her. Okay, Rutgers University, because that's probably the college that she graduated from. Okay, she's in our network. That's something different that most of you guys won't see unless you're in Mount Ephraim. And let's say Denise is a frequent follower contact. I'm going to star her because I contact with her, a lot. There is her default work email. If I wanted to add a secondary email, I can. I can add her work phone number. Let's say there's an extension or something. We can do that. Extension 431. I'm making this up. Let's say, I wanted to add her mobile phone number, I could go ahead and do that. If I knew her, let's say the school address or where she works, I can make a work address, a home, or I can do something else custom, Okay, put all the details. You guys see, it's all basically data entry. And obviously I can add some other things. I can add, a nickname if I wanted to. I can add, her birthday. If she has a website, I can add the URL address. I can add the relationship. If I did that, I can put not spouse. I can put, partner, or I could do custom friend. You can really trick these things out, man. You can soup it up to some awesomeness, And then directory profile. This is the default information that she already had through her Google Plus. And again, of course, I can add some notes. So you get that, right? So she's all set. There's really not more that I need to do. But I will make a note here. Up here at the top, I can very well email her from my contact list. I can have some more options. I can delete the contact. I can export the information. I can print it. I can view all of our recent conversations in our Gmail, in our Google Hangout history. Okay, I can do all these things here. I can show some internal data, some external data. But really what I want you to focus on is groups, okay? Now, I don't have any groups yet. Right now, she's in the group of my contacts. As you notice here, I only have one person in my one contact, and that one person, Miss Culpa, happens. Now, I can add call it RWK Teachers, and I will call that because that's the location that she currently resides at. So I can do that, and by doing that, since it's new, I can go ahead and create new. Now there's another way you can do it other than through right there. I can go here to a new group and do the same thing, RWK Teachers. Okay, so either way, whether I did it up there, whether I do it over here, it's basically the same thing. Okay, so now I have a group of people, a group of contacts, if you will. All right, so right now there's nobody in the group. So the question then becomes, how do I add someone into this group? Well, once I click on the group, you see this little plus sign guy up here, add to RWK Teachers. I click on that. I'm going to go ahead and type her name in, and there we go. That's her information from before. Okay, so let's go to my contacts. Another way to do that here is I can, let's go ahead and delete that because I made a mistake with there. More, delete contact. So there's nobody in there, right? So the way to do it is by going to your contacts, clicking it here, and then we can add to my contacts or we can add to groups. Let's add it to RWK groups. I can actually take her out of contacts and just keep her in this RWK teachers group and hit apply. But let's say I want her to live in both places. Click it, boom, now she's there, now she's there, now she's there. You get it? You get it? You got questions? Let me check my screen here to see if there's anybody that's on that needs to have any questions answered real quick. Okay, okay, there's no viewers. I'm not popular. I'm so sad. There's nobody viewing us. All right, so we move forward, we move faster. I don't want this to be too long of a tutorial. All right, so we're back in here. So let's go back to our email and let's add another contact so you guys get the whole group thing. Let's pick, there you go, S. Finnegan. Okay, so we're going to go to her email. Remember, if I want to add her to contacts, where do I go? Over here to this field. Again, she has a picture because she's on Google+. I'm going to go here, add contacts. Okay, it's going to automatically do that for me, view contact information. Okay, notice that there's a little less information here for her. So if I want to give her a job title, I can say, you know, social studies teacher. You know, if I want to put company, I could put Mount Ephraim, school district. Okay, and let's say we don't star her. Okay, so she won't appear in our starred folder. You know, it already gives me her one email that she emailed me from. I can add a secondary email and all that other stuff. I can add a note. Pretty tech savvy. Okay, and that's it. It's automatically saved. I don't have to do any save button. And there is my contacts. So I have two. I have Ms. Culpa. I have Shen. Let's say later on I decide that she is a starred contact. I can just go ahead and click that star or easily remove that. That's really, really simple. Okay, let's say now I want to take this contact and I want to put her into a group. Remember, there's a couple ways to do that, but the most simplest way to do that is by clicking here and adding her to a group or creating a new group. Let's say she is another type of teacher from another building. I can go ahead and do that. So in a nutshell, that's basically contacts. That's really, really simple. Now, oh, you know what? Let's add Shannon to that contact group and let's rename it. Okay. So here's my groups right here. More. I'm going to rename the group. I can delete the group. I can manage delegation settings. I can do all these extra high advanced things that we're not going to talk about today. But let's go ahead and rename the group because I already have an RWK group. So I'm going to call this Master Teachers. Okay, I'm going to rename the group Master Teachers, and that changes it right there. And I'm going to show you why that's important in a second. And hopefully we can do this. Hopefully it propagates here for this tutorial. So let's say I'm in my inbox. Again, it's priority inbox. Check out that last tutorial if you haven't seen it. I want to compose an email. Let's say I want to compose an email just to the people that are master teachers. I created people in a group, so I'm going to type master teachers. As soon as I type in MA, look what happens. The master teachers group pops up, and it tells me the teachers in that group. Okay, it tells me that I have Ms. Culpa. It tells me that I have Shannon. Okay, so I can basically curate a customized email grouping list through Gmail. So this is important for you guys who are professionals. Now, if you're in the Mount Ephraim School District, we have already done this for you. But I don't want to confuse you. You can make your own groups yourself. But here's my suggestion. We've already did the heavy lifting for you guys. If you're in the district, don't do it. You may get confused. And if you're going to do it, label it something else different. Label it something unique. Don't call it RWK teachers or MB teachers, because guess what? We've already done that for you. Create something unique, like Master Teachers. You like my title, Fabian Brown, Master of the Universe? Anyway, so hopefully you don't have any questions on that. Let's move on to the next topic, which is basically creating labels. I love labels. Labels are just the fancy word of calling things folders. You know, Microsoft Outlook called it folders. Gmail calls it labels. It is what it is. Just get used to the vernacular. So Creating a label is quite simple. Let's go into a unread email, for example. And let's say I want to pick on Jessica Avila. All right. So I click on her email. You know, this is something that she shared through me through Google Drive. We'll talk about Google Drive in another tutorial. But now I want to put this in a label. Now, what's a label? That's a great question. What's a label? I'm talking to myself. Okay, here are labels. Inbox is a label. Start is a label. Sent mail. Drafts is a label. More labels. Okay. Important chats. These are just labels. Labels, that's the fancy word for what? Yeah, you guessed it, folder. So these are just different folders. These are just different labels that Gmail has created for us defaulted. Now we can create our own unique label. So let me show you how. Okay. Let's say I want to create a label and this particular teacher happens to be in 2 different buildings. This particular teacher happens to teach Spanish. Let's say I wanted to make a label called teachers. I'm going to throw all the teacher emails into one generic folder called teachers. Well, how do I do that? A couple different ways. I'll show you one. These icons up here all have different things that they do. But if you go to this last one here, it says labels. You click it. Well, guess what? There's some default labels here. We can create a new label, and I'll show you manage labels in a second. But we can create a new label. So you could do it this way, and this window is going to pop up. Okay? Or you can do it by just typing it here, and I'm going to say teachers. Okay? It has the create new option here. Now it's going to ask me, new label, teachers. Do I want to nest it under any other label? Because we can have groups and subgroups, guys. So just to show you what that looks like is, please select the parent label. Okay. Well, there is no other parent labels because we haven't done that yet. But I'm going to name it teachers. I'm not going to nest it under anything because there's no other things to nest it under. And I'm going to hit create. Look what happens here. Now I have a label over here for teachers. Okay. Look what happens over here. Right now, where does this email live? It lives in the inbox, and it also lives in teachers. Well, let's say I don't want it to live in the inbox anymore. I want to get it out of my inbox. Boom, I just hit delete, and now it's in that teachers folder. Just the same, if I don't want it to add in, I don't want it to live in the teachers folder, I can hit the delete button. But let's see what that looks like. So I go back to my inbox. Notice how Jessica's email is no longer there. So if I wanted to go to teachers, boom, there it is. It's labeled under teachers. How do I know that? Because I click it and there's the teachers thing right there. Okay. Let's pick another email so we can do that one more time so you guys get it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Let's say Guinevere. Okay. Am I saying that name right? Guinevere? Okay. I don't even know who Guinevere is, but she's in my email. Apparently she did something important because we have a Civil War map. So let's put this in a label. Okay. And let's say she's not a teacher. So we're going to create a new label. Let's say she's not a teacher in the district. So I'll create it out of district teacher. Okay. Let's say I still want to nest it under teachers because she's a teacher, but she just happens to be an out of district teacher. So I hit create. Boom. What does that do? It puts her in the inbox. It puts her in the out of teacher district. But let's say I want to get her out of the inbox. I just want to keep her there. Great. Now notice here, teachers now has a little arrow. Okay, expand the label, click it. Well, there it is. There's my subcategory. You see that little box right here? This is another way we can add a sub-label without having to have an email. Okay, this is another way to do it. So I mentioned before, I'm going to show you how to manage your labels. So we'll click on labels here, go to manage labels there. Okay, now this is important. Check this out. If it's bold and it says the word show, then guess what? It's showing in your labels. If it's bold and it says the word hide, guess what? It's being hid in the more category. So for example, all mail is being hidden. If I hit show, guess what? Now all mail is being shown. Okay, but don't worry about it being hidden or shown because you can always click more. Okay, so for example, I don't really want all mail to be shown, so I'm going to hide that. Makes it disappear. I don't want drafts to be shown, so guess what? I'm going to hide that unless show if unread. Okay, that's a cool little feature that they just added. So I'm getting it dwindled down here. Let's say I don't even want sent mail. I can go ahead and hide that. but I do want it. Okay. So these are all hidden. So basically that's how you manage the labels, okay? We can create a new label right through here as well too. That's one other way to do it, and it's gonna give us a list of all the labels that we've created. And notice right here, I can even edit the label and add a name right here. So that's the quick tutorial basically on labels and how to create it. So we have one viewer live. I'm going to give that opportunity for that viewer to add any comments, any questions. If you have anything, you can hop on the Google Hangout if you want to hop on. If not, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. No questions, no comments. Great. If you wanted to email me, you could do that. If you want to leave a comment on YouTube, you can do that. Thanks for tuning in on basically creating labels and managing contacts here. I'm Fabian Brown, Educational Technology Director. That's the hat that I'm wearing today. Thank you very much. Take a sip of my water. Here's a fun tip. Drink at least 4 to 6 liters of water a day. Keeps the doctor away. Oh, so long. Goodbye.